One of the most technical and demanding circuits riders face on the Thundersport calendar. We're here at Cadwell Park as bikes with stripped fairings go head-to-head. This is Thundersport Naked.
Yes, welcome to Cadwell Park, the penultimate round of the ThundersportGB Championships here. And we have Thundersport Naked. We've had a bit of drizzle here and there, but the circuit looks as though we may be in for a dry one. Either way, some good racing. The Bridgestone Thundersport 500s and the LMB Street Fighters on offer today here on Motors TV. And the crowds are certainly waiting in anticipation for the Thundersport 500s, which is the first race up here. This championship very much still wide open, which is great to see, providing some decent action, budget racing, but with some classy riders, people to look out for. Adam Clark, number 87, you'll see him on the second row. Sam Ludgate on the left of your picture with the blue and yellow, number 10. Joe Barton, 106 there, and number 24, certainly doing well in qualifying, Matt Schillings, but not a good start. It looks like Sam Ludgate and Joe Barton get off to the best of the starts as they get away from the line and head down into turn one. Coppers here at Cadwell Park. Final round of Thundersport takes place in a couple of weeks' time at Mallory Park, and it looks as though Joe Barton's going to lead this one. Further back, all of the 500s go through your pictures, 36 of them out there. A full grid here at Cadwell Park, great to see. And three abreast down into Park Corner. Joe Barton it is that leads from Clark, then Ludgate. That is Schillings in fourth place, and then Neil Bainbridge in fifth. Further back, I can tell you about one of our heroes of the class, Phil Doody, a rider that is at the back of the grid, and that's because he broke his hand. He had a small broken bone in his throttle hand and had to miss all of Saturday's qualifying pretty much because his hand had ballooned up. I asked him how he broke it, and he told me that it was a pole dancing class, which is an interesting one from Phil Doody. He's now recovering at altitude, which in Phil Doody's terms is the 27th floor in Benidorm. Here they go into Hall Bends. Joe Barton it is that leads. Adam Clark second. Adam started off the season as a rookie, but he's ditched the orange vest now and is the championship leader. He has 480 points. Sam Ludgate, number 10, has 434. And then it's Barton on 350. Bainbridge 323 and Nick Cliff, number 32, out on 252. So Barton needs a good couple of results here this weekend if he is to turn the tables and give himself a chance of winning the championship into the final round at Mallory Park. All of these bikes absolutely identical. It is eligible for Suzuki's and Kawasaki's, but all 36 machines here at Cadwell in the ThundersportGB series are Honda CB 500s. The class is going strong, and we have had some great races so far this year, and the main protagonists are at the front as they head into the gooseneck. It's Joe Barton that leads from Adam Clark. Third place there, Matt Schillings. Bainbridge has now moved up to fourth. Sam Ludgate shoved down to fifth place. And the top five are just breaking away from the chasing pack that includes the likes of Dean Court, Rob Morby, Nick Clift, Lee Shellcross and James Pickford. Into the mountain they go. Barton with his white and green Kawasaki leathers, because he was a Kawasaki rider last year. And Adam Clark in second. Adam really has been the revelation of this series, a complete newcomer to motorcycle racing at the start of the year, and as well, I think from Alton Park onwards really he was seen as a threat. There is number 36, another newcomer, Dean Court, and he's up into sixth place, sorry, which is pretty good going when you look at the field of riders. Across the line they go. You can just see there Joe Barton tucking his hand on the left. A number of riders do that. Because these are naked bikes effectively with no fairings, the slipstream, well, they want to get as much as possible, so by putting their hand on the tank, they just let more air flow over the top of them rather than hitting them like a cupboard. Into Park Corner they go. It really is tight at the front. Joe Barton is that still just leads from Clark. Matt Schillings in 3rd place with Bainbridge in 4th. And Sam Ludgate just about hanging on to them in 5th place. Ludgate in 5th, a former 600 rider, just losing a bit of drive through the gooseneck. Pretty much all absolutely identical machinery, of course. They're not all the same handling. No two bikes are identical, but in terms of power, there is no splitting them. It's just down to pure talent. And Joe Barton so far doing well enough to hold off. You just have to wonder whether Adam Clark there in 2nd place is just holding station and waiting to make a move later on in the race. But Matthew Schillings has done very well. Number 24, the rider from Howden. It's good to have him up in the top 5 battles. And also Neil Bainbridge. He started off the season very strongly. Had a bit of a mid-season lull, the rider from Hutton Rugby on the Hare Bulk Haulage Honda. It's a mouthful. Into turn 1 they go, and now Adam Clark has decided to take the lead and maybe pull the pin. There's number 71 and 72. Dave Palfreman, rider from Hereford on the British Army Race Team Honda, and Dynamite Bailey. Dynamite, I'd say, I don't think you mind me saying, one of the more inconsistent riders, but my word, that's a big crash into Park Corner. Matthew Schillings, unfortunately, having done so well, you can see the rain just starting to fall a bit here. They do race on standard road tyres, so they have a bit of grip in them. But Schillings is down and out of this race. Barton it is that leads as they come into the mountain, and they're coming up on some traffic already. Dave Schofield, Adi Goodwin, Ian Collin and Matt Ratcliffe up ahead of them. And Barton the first to greet the tail enders. And Neil Bainbridge struggling just to slip by Adi Goodwin there into Hall Bends. But yeah, I was mentioning Dynamite Bailey. Some races he's up there in the top 3, some races he's sort of mid-pack, and I'm sure if he comes back fighting next year, we'll be able to see him regularly in the top 5. We saw then a quick glimpse of number 13, Richard Blunt, having a good fight with James Pickford and Sam Holton. But back to the front of this race, Barton it is that still leads. He can't shrug off Adam Clark in 2nd place. There's Nick Clift, 32, ahead of number 27, James Pickford, and then it's Richard Blunt heading into Coppice Corner. And the checkered flag awaits the winner of this race. And you have to say, Joe Barton looks favourite, having been the long-time race leader, but Adam Clark will definitely make a move somewhere. There is that battle once more for 7th place onwards, and number 34 there, Sam Holton, just trying to hang on to Blunt. But now coming into the closing stages of this race, any one of these 4 really could win it, and it might just come down to a mistake. Barton leads into the mountain section, so there's only really one more opportunity for overtaking. He's just got to try and pin it now through Hall Bends. Barton leads in the final few corners with Clark 2nd, Ludgate in 3rd, and in 4th, Neil Bainbridge. There's only going to be about a second covering these guys, and maybe less. There's a change there, and it's Sam Ludgate that's moved up into 2nd place. What a move on this final lap. It's given Joe Barton some space, and across the line, a wonderful, it's a change, and Adam Clark actually managed to slipstream Sam Ludgate across the line. Sam Ludgate caught napping. Well. Barton it is that takes the win, half a second clear of Adam Clark, who just does Sam Ludgate on the line. Neil Bainbridge, 7/10 of a second behind the winner, but finishes 4th. And there's a very happy winner in the middle of the picture, Joe Barton. Championship standings then, going into Mallory Park. Clark, it is the leader, has a comfortable gap over Ludgate, but it's not over yet. Barton in 3rd, Bainbridge 4th.
Yeah, it was another fantastic race. Had a bit of an off yesterday, so I was feeling a bit tender. And first half of the race, I was just a bit cautious, but by the time the race got going and adrenaline kicked in, I felt all right. I managed to push on and sort of have a bit of a battle with him. I took Adam going into hairpin on the last lap, but he just powered past me on the start, finishing straight, so never mind.
Any sponsors to thank?
Like to thank Pipeworks Exhaust, Bike Ties Leeds, my girlfriend Rachel, all my friends for coming down. There's too many to mention. Bongo for changing the tyre yesterday in about 3 minutes with a garden shovel, and ThundersportGB and all the marshals for just running a fantastic event as usual.
A brilliant race, thank you. And second position goes to Adam Clark, currently first in the championship as well, lengthening your lead.
Yeah, extended the lead, so that's fantastic for me going into the last race of the season at Mallory Park. Had a fantastic race with Joe, really nip and tuck, pushed him all the way. I knew Sam were going to have a last gasp attempt on the last corner, managed to drag him to the line, so yeah, that's fantastic for me. Thank you very much.
And you like Cadwell Park?
Not particularly, no, it's not one of my best tracks, so I'm done really well to get that, so thanks very much to everybody who's helped me out, my mum, my dad, my nan, Perfecta paid in, buy my tyres this weekend, HP Motorcycles, Johnny and Don for coming down and helping, so yeah, massive thanks to everybody and all my friends and family who've come down. Thank you.
Thank you, well done Adam. And first position goes to Joe Barton. Excellent position. How was the race? Can you tell us? There was a close pack at the front.
Yeah, it was. Every lap I saw Clarky showing me a wheel every time, and he would push me right to the end. So yeah, just glad I held on to it. Came into back markers in the woodland section, and I thought could all go wrong. It's gone wrong for me before, so managed to get through and keep the lead. Dead chuffed.
And I also hear you have the nickname Spartan. Can you tell us about that?
Apparently that's not for airing, so I can't say that.
Any sponsors to thank then?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Johnny at HP Motorcycles, Matt Bilton for lending me these boots, Adam Shelton, who was last year's runner-up, and he's helped me a lot with this circuit, so and everyone that's come to watch, my girlfriend, my dad, my mum, and everyone that's come to support me.
Well, that was a great race one. Join us again after the break for the Hell Performance Street Fighters here at Cadwell.
Moped, sports bikes, you save watts. Any bike, it makes no odds. We will give you what you need. Best price always guaranteed. Come to us and get a quote. You'll be singing note for note. Walk away with cash to spend on anything you want, my friend. Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer.
Get the cheapest bike insurance, guaranteed, only from the Bike Insurer.
The Bridgestone Thundersport 500s. It's the penultimate round here at Cadwell Park. Welcome to the Thundersport iPlayer. And if you want to know what's going on in the championship, then I can tell you it's still reasonably wide open. It's pretty much down to two riders. That's Adam Clark, number 87, and Sam Ludgate, number 10. Both riders on the left of your picture. Joe Barton, number 106. Well, he certainly had the pace so far this weekend here at Cadwell, but he's left it a bit late to put on a fight for the championship. And as they get away from the line, it's a good start from Joe Barton. Matt Schillings is also up there, number 24 on the front row for the first time this season. 3x3 grid here at Cadwell Park. Phil Doody, number 147 at the back of the grid because he was unable to contest qualifying due to his handle puffing up. He's broken a bone in his hand from a pole dancing incident. Goodness knows what's going on there in the life and the world of Phil Doody. The Dudester, as I like to call him. But as it is, this Thundersport 500 Championship, very competitive as ever. A full grid, and we've got a faller already into Barn Corner. Rider up and okay. In fact, he looks pretty calm, doesn't he? Almost like that was planned. Craig Fowell just walking up and away past the tyre wall there. Marshall's just picking the bike up and walking it off. Of course, those of you, I should just mention, that are interested in marshalling, if you watch the racing and you want to get involved, then go on the Thundersport website and, well, you're already on the Thundersport website effectively, so just go on to the download docs and download a marshal's form or get in contact with Chief Marshal John Downs. Meanwhile, at the front of this Thundersport 500 race, Joe Barton, the Spartan, it is that leads. Unfortunately, we're not able to tell you how Joe Barton got the nickname the Spartan. I have heard it is definitely not airable. So You'll just have to ask him next time you're in and around the paddock. He leads the race as they exit barn corner from Adam Clark, who was a rookie for 2012 and to begin with was finishing in the 6th or 7th place and soon got to winning ways and now leads the championship ahead of Sam Ludgate with the blue and yellow sort of ex-James Toseland leathers, number 10 back there in 4th or 5th place. Clark takes the lead then, number 87. Clark out there on the HB Motorcycles Honda, a rider from Normanton. There's Neil Bainbridge with the sort of Whittam-esque riding style, number 100 there. And we've got another rider going straight on, number 31. That's Matthew Blore on the MB Racing Honda. Ever so easy to do. Park corner just creeps up on you and it tightens up. And if you get it wrong, very easy to go straight on. Down into the mountain we go. Championship leader, Clark leads from Barton. Then it's Matthew Shillings and Neil Bainbridge. Sam Ludgate, who's second in the championship, is down in 5th place, but he'll need to try and get himself up on that podium if he wants to keep his title hopes alive going into the final event of the season at Mallory Park in a couple of weeks' time. There is Ludgate, number 10, a former Triumph 675 rider, moving on to this class basically for fun reasons. This is a relatively cheap class, or one of the cheaper classes to run in at ThundersportGB, but it's pretty difficult to find some of these bikes kicking about because most of the people that do have them are racing them. There's Richard Blunt, rider from Elvedon. Just saw a quick glimpse then also of number 55, Lee Shallcross. Joe Barton retakes the lead at the front then. Rider on the with the Kawasaki green and white leathers. He was running a Kawasaki 500 last year, but it just wasn't competitive. And as soon as he managed to jump on board the HB Motorcycle Honda last year, and that's just as I mentioned, Lee Shallcross a minute ago, number 55. He's gone down and out of this race. He's he's absolutely devastated with himself. Lee Shallcross. He was lapping in the 147, so he was definitely on for a top 10 finish, but don't beat yourself up too much, Lee. We've still got Mallory to go. Over the mountaintop, it's still Barton that leads from Clark. Then Matthew Shillings, number 24, a former Aprilia Super Teen rider is Matthew. Good to have him at the sharp end. Rider from Howden. All of these bikes pretty much identical in speed. They're all on identical Bridgestone tyres, which are pretty grippy also in wet and slippery conditions. So a good championship all round. Across the line, Barton leads from Adam Clark. There is number 27 and number 53. That's James Pickford and Rob Morby battling away for 6th and 7th place. But at the front, the two leaders now breaking away from the chasing pack. Barton, the Spartan, that leads from Adam Clark. Then it is Matthew Shillings. Sam Ludgate has got past Neil Bainbridge now. Neil, who started the season off very well, and it just seemed to tail off. Nevertheless, he's still got a decent chance of finishing 3rd overall in the championship. It's looking like, as far as the overall standings are concerned, that it's going to go down to Mallory with Adam Clark and Sam Ludgate fighting for the championship win, and then Joe Barton and Neil Bainbridge fighting it out for 3rd overall. No idea what any of these riders have got in store for next year as yet. I'm sure we'll find out at Mallory. I'll certainly try and prod one or two of them and get some answers for you. But these 5 now fighting for the win. Barton, Clark, Shillings, Ludgate and Neil Bainbridge there with the red, black and yellow leathers. Just behind them is Dean Court, a novice, having a very good race, number 36. His pace isn't quite up to, well, he's actually lapping same pace, sorry, than Matt Shillings and Neil Bainbridge are, but there's that 2 or 3 second gap which he's not able to really bridge as yet. And then you've got James Pickford in 8th place, having got past Rob Morby. Ludgate goes up the inside of Shillings now, so Ludgate's the man chasing for the championship in 2nd overall, moves up to 3rd in this race. And, he's even making a move now on Clark. Is he into the gooseneck? That would be brave. No, it doesn't happen. Down into Mansfield they go, and they've all bunched up. It's still Barton from Clark at the front, but now Sam Ludgate 3rd, Shillings 4th, and Neil Bainbridge would probably do well just to sit there and wait and see if 1 or 2 of these have a bit of a spill, because this could get quite close towards the end of the race here at Cadwell Park. Up over the mountain they go, into Hall Bends. Nothing to split them in terms of lap times. They're all in the 45. Sam Ludgate, actually, I would imagine this lap around will probably put in the fastest lap of the race, because he certainly looks the man on the move. They exit Barn Corner and come down the hill and past the start-finish straight here at Cadwell Park. They tuck their left arms into the tank to help with the slipstream, and Adam Clark moves to the right, the newcomer for this year, but Joe Barton blocks off the chance to take the lead. Adam Clark's going to have a go into Park Corner anyway, and Sam Ludgate, I can tell you on that last lap, did get the fastest lap of the race, a 1:44.9, and that just rips to shreds the lap record that Adam Shelton had last year of 45.4. So every year this championship just gets more and more competitive. There is Nick Clift. Nick, you could have seen Nick possibly fighting for the championship earlier on in the year, but it's faded away with a few DNFs. But it's still Barton that leads. Tipping left and then right over the mountain top. You can see a crew of people up in the grandstand there, the old wooden grandstand at the mountain. There's a back marker there. David Schofield, number 121, is about to get bullied and bashed about as the leading five go into the hairpin. A bit of a wobble. Further back, that looks like Dynamite Bailey. It is number 72, ahead of Adam Palfreman, and that looks like Chris Ponsier as well. Ben Bailey having a good run also. Back at the front, Barton, Clark and Sam Ludgate just seem to be edging away now from Matthew Shillings and Neil Bainbridge. And Sam Ludgate, this is the section of the circuit where he really does seem to just close up around Chris Curve and the gooseneck. There is 64, Adam Palfreman, and Chris Ponsier, a lovely move there up the inside of Dynamite Bailey. Number 57, Chris Ponsier from Attleborough. Down into the gooseneck they go. There is Adam Palfreman with the all black leathers on the orange and white CB 500. All of these bikes out here, all Honda CB 500s. The Kawasaki's and Suzuki's are eligible, but they're just not as competitive, and they're not quite as easy to get hold of either. There is Joe Barton, race leader 106, ahead of number 87, Adam Clark. Be interesting to see what Adam Clark could do on something like a 600 next year. Same with Joe Barton. Both riders have been on lap record pace all season long. Sam Ludgate, of course, has come from a 600 onto the 500, so remains to be seen what he'll do next year. The race leaders go either side of, I think, that was Matthew Ratcliffe, but we'll have to wait and confirm that in a moment. Barton goes through ahead still of Adam Clark, and Adam's going to have to try and find somewhere where he can make a move, and the pair of them are going to have to be a bit careful, because I think the danger man at the moment could be Sam Ludgate. There is 34 going up the inside of 13. That is Sam Holton up the inside of Richard Blunt. They're fighting it out just inside the top 10. That's for 8th, 9th. But at the front, it is still the two HB Motorcycles riders, effectively teammates, I suppose you could say. Joe Barton ahead of Adam Clark, and then Sam Ludgate on the blue and yellow number 10 Honda, rider from Pontefract. And these three really have just broken away in terms of lap times from Neil Bainbridge and Matthew Shillings further behind. There is that battle for 4th and 5th place. Onto the start-finish straight they come now, and Adam Clark had a big look over his shoulder. I can assure you, Adam, he is there, and he pulls alongside, but the checkered flag is out. That's close. It's Joe Barton that takes the win. Adam Clark second. It's Sam Ludgate that just takes third. But the championship is going to go down to the final round. Adam Clark is delighted because he takes more points out of Sam Ludgate. Bainbridge finishes in 4th, Shillings 5th, and it's Dean Court an excellent 6th. There are your top 3 then, a class above the rest this weekend: Barton, Clark and Ludgate.
Third position goes to Sam Ludgate in the Bridgestone Thundersport 500s. A brilliant race and a lap record for you.
Yeah, I'm chuffed to bits with that. I don't know where that record came from. I'm absolutely delighted with it. I put some new front brake pads in for that race, and I never really had to bed a pair of pads in before that much, but I went around the warm-up lap, went to stop going into park, and just had no break. Sort of tried to bed it in as much as possible. On the first few laps, it was just getting better and better. And then I started to push later on, and I caught these two up. Then we got caught up into back markers, and I dropped back again, and I caught them back up again last few laps, but it was just too late to get involved in a bit really. So happy with third anyway.
A good weekend for you. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, Pipeworks Exhaust, Bike Tyres Leeds, just with friends and family for coming down today, and ThundersportGB as well, and all the marshals for running an awesome event all weekend.
Thank you, Sam. Well done. And second position in the Bridgestone Thundersport 500s goes to Adam Clark. Another podium for you.
Yeah, another podium this weekend. So yeah, really happy with that. Extending championship lead again. So yeah, can't thank everybody enough for helping me. And yeah, thank you very much. Fantastic race with Joe. Sort of kept it consistent with him all race. Sort of protecting my line, trying to keep consistent. Kept it fast, and yeah, really good. Thank you very much.
More podiums at Mallory Park for you, do you think?
Yeah, hopefully so. Obviously the double points race as well from Anglesey. So yeah, hopefully yeah we'll get the title. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, above and beyond, HP Motorcycles in Dewsbury for helping out this weekend. Also my mum, my dad and my nan for helping me out. Without them I won't be here. Also Perfecta Paving for buying my tyres this weekend, SDS Plumbing and Heating, and also Oliver Charlesworth from Oliver Dean Hairdressing for this super fast haircut. Thank you.
Well done, Sam. And first position goes to Joe Barton. Another win for you, but you faced tough competition out there.
Yeah, I knew it would be the same again. Adam right behind me. I was struggling to get the bike stopped on the park corner, but managed to keep him behind me all the time. And yeah, another fantastic race. 4 wins. Couldn't go better for me, so brilliant weekend.
Brilliant weekend. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank HP Motorcycles, everyone that's come to support me today, my mum, my dad, my girlfriend, and wish all the best to Ryan Strafford, who got 3rd position, and it was a bit too much for him, so he fainted on the podium. So wish him all the best, and thanks to Thundersport and all the medics and marshals.
Thank you, well done.
Cheers.